Big news broke just moments ago. A major development on the QB board. Keelon Russell, the longtime SMU commitment, number 8 quarterback in the country, number 57 overall from Duncanville High School. He just announced that he's flipping his commitment to Alabama. Now, I got On3 Steve Wiltfong on this video. We're going to break it all down for you. But first, make sure you are subscribed to the On3 Recruits channel, the best recruiting channel on all of YouTube. All right. Steve, Bama came calling. Keelon Russell answered. How was the Tide able to get the flip done?
Right after spring football practice ended at Alabama, the first one of the Kalen DeBoer era, one of their biggest missions when they went on the trail to evaluate prospects was finding the quarterback that they coveted most in the 2025 cycle. Just so happened that one of their first stops was Duncanville High in the Lone Star State to see Keelon Russell. Coach Nick Sheridan, Coach Jamarcus Shepard, those guys instantly fell in love. They put the full court press on Russell from that day, extended him a scholarship. Now, they went and still saw some other quarterbacks throw, but nobody stacked up with Russell. He quickly became QB1 on the board. From Coach Sheridan to Coach DeBoer, they started having regular dialogue with him and his family over the phone. We saw him at the On3 Elite Series this past week. Going into his official visit, you could just sense the excitement that Keelon had to go on his official visit to Alabama. He got down there. It checked all the boxes for him, and now he is in the class.
Amazing recruitment here, because early on, Keelon Russell wasn't always the number 8 ranked quarterback in the country. He wasn't in the top 10. He wasn't in the top 15 when he committed to SMU. Do you think this late attention kind of surprised Russell? Or, how did this recruitment just go from 0 to 60 so fast?
Well, when you lead a team to a state championship, when you complete over 74% of your passes against some of the best high school football competition in the country, threw for over 3,400 yards, Josh, 35 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions. So he completes it at a high rate. He takes care of the ball. He's a leader. He played against great competition, never mind the fact that he also rushed for over 300 yards. So I think people just finally started coming around on his film. Ole Miss got in on him early. SMU tried to lock him up early, but college coaches that were paying attention to high school football in the Lone Star State started to circle. Look, he had an offer from Florida. He had an offer from Oregon, but now he's in Alabama's class.
Steve, I know that he only flipped his commitment just moments ago, so this might be hard to answer, but Keelon Russell had visits scheduled to Oregon, to Florida, potentially some others on his radar. Do you think that at this point, Keelon Russell, he just shuts it down now that he's committed to Alabama?
Yeah, I think he's done with the process. Look, I talked to his dad, Brian Russell, after the official visit this weekend. He talked about the tradition, the development, the mindset. It's a really great situation in the quarterback room. Talked about Keelon enjoying being around the other recruits and their pitch to have him join Alabama. The stage and the competition is also very important to him. He wants to play for the best and play against the best of the best. And Alabama assured him that he's their guy. So Alabama's not looking at any other quarterbacks. He's QB1 for them. So I think that makes him feel good. Talked about the brotherhood being major at Alabama. Look, Kalen DeBoer and that coaching staff quickly won the trust of Nick Saban's players. Those were not easy shoes to fill. That was not an easy desk to sit behind. But that culture inside Alabama's locker right now continues to hum. Keelon Russell felt that. The NFL players still come back. They hold the players on the team to a high standard. That was something else that excited Keelon Russell and his family. So, look, what they did with Michael Penix, putting him in the top 10, all of that added up to Keelon Russell playing at Alabama, but he plays some of the best high school football in the country. I think he just envisioned himself playing some of the best college football in the country. He'll be able to do that at Alabama for this coaching staff that's got a proven track record.
Yeah, and it seems like a great fit for Russell and Alabama. And now this just leads me into my next question. There's probably Alabama fans watching this right now. They want to know as well, so I'm just going to ask it. Do you think this gets Bama at least a foot in the door with number 1 wide receiver DeCorian Moore? I know he told us that he's basically got a non-contact when he decommitted from LSU. He only wants to really talk to the teams that he had been talking to. Is it too early to tell, or do you think Bama can get into this recruitment for number 1 wide receiver?
Well, I think that they've been trying to take a swing since they got to Tuscaloosa from Washington.
Yeah, but now his quarterback's committed. A little different.
Exactly. But my point is that there's been no lack of effort beforehand. Nick Sheridan and Jamarcus Shepard went out to watch Keelon Russell, but they also wanted to go out and see where they stood with DeCorian Moore. And it wasn't good at the time. But now you have Keelon Russell in the fold. It certainly can't hurt to circle back and try and take a swing. Obviously, we still like the other schools better as we talk right now when you're talking about Texas. Just had a great official visit to Ohio State. He's got LSU on deck this weekend. He's going to get back out to Oregon where he's been a bunch of times. So the familiarity, the relationship that he has with the Alabama staff pales in comparison to the other four schools that he's considering. But it can't hurt that Keelon Russell's in the fold. And we saw Keelon Russell's mom and DeCorian Moore's mom kind of buddy up at the On3 Elite Series. So they're friends. Maybe they want to tailgate together. I don't know. But Alabama's definitely still got a lot of work to do with DeCorian Moore. They do not have a lot of work to do with Keelon Russell, who will help Alabama try and recruit the rest of this class, one that sits in the top 10 of the On3 rankings as we speak.
Yeah, a really exciting day for Alabama fans. Keelon Russell, longtime SMU commitment, the number 8 quarterback in the country from Duncanville, Texas. He's a champion at the high school level. Now he's going to try to do it again at Alabama. Tide fans, tap in with us. How do we feel about the flip of Keelon Russell? Huge day for Alabama recruiting. Well, you've made it to the end of today's video, but there's hundreds more videos on the On3 Recruits channel for you to check out. And also, while you're here, hit subscribe.